Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another match of the A Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2021. The match is from Group AH, Kaesden versus DoctorBobtastic, and commentators will be Laoria and WindFox470. Say hello and take it from here.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk of all ages. We have a race for you this evening. As Siberian said, I am Leoria, and I'm joined in the booth by WindFox. How's it going, dude?
It's going great. I was told this race was being restreamed and had to immediately sign up to commentate. Two really strong runners, two really good friends of ours as well, so definitely wanted to be involved.
We definitely have a bit of personal attachment to both of the runners today. For me personally, in last year's mentor tournament hosted by the Go Mode podcast, Dr. Bob was my mentor throughout. And then for the two of us, kaesden was actually our third member of our league team this past year. So needless to say, like, we're very excited for this race to get going. This is going to be absolutely like one to watch. I'm really hyped.
Yeah, both, like I said, both runners are really good. Both of these runners kind of assumed they're going to be playing each other in this round.
I think both too know that their opponent is, not a free win, if you will. Like, they both know, like, this is going to be a decently tough matchup for their group. And so we're getting ready to head off, and we are going Uncle wanting to cast Meteor on Ganon. I'm down with that.
I mean, I'm down with that as well. And we're starting off with the sword, and that's not even our Uncle weapon.
Yeah, so at this point, although I think it's funny that both kaesden and Dr. Bob then picked up the bushes instead of using their sword to slash them. But it could be that even if you get a sword, you can't use it until you get the Uncle weapon.
I think kaesden actually tried to slash it, which is why you see that slight delay him getting to that drop down, because I think he tried to slash it and couldn't.
Well, that's fun. And the good news is they're not going to have to worry about dealing with Cane of Samaria nonsense here. We're not going to have to worry about actually trying to use that as our weapon this time around.
Yeah, it's going to make the escape much faster. Cane of Samaria is usually one of the slower escapes, usually the more than 6-minute escape weapon. But we're going to probably see them hopefully farm for some bombs from the couple guards here as they go through the escape.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to have to come back here later, with a glove to drop in the back of escape. Ideally, we'll be getting some bombs from either the guards or the rat pools here. We may not see... Let's see. Guards are going to be in our rupee pack today, so we're not going to get any bombs from those, but maybe our rats will hold a little bit more luck for us.
Yeah, there's a quick blue potion there in that map chest, so gonna check the sick kid on our first route through Kakariko once we get there.
Yeah, I do know that having that bottle early is really quite nice. As you said, you don't have to worry about going back for sick kid. It's just one more thing that you can clear in CAC. The other great item to find early on would be the flute. So maybe we'll get lucky and find that here soon.
Flute would be really nice. Save from saving and quitting quite a bit. Just get a flute around the map for the rest of the seed.
And for those of you who are joining us, we do have a prediction in the chat. Who will win this race? kaesden versus Dr. Bob. Use those channel points. Bet away. I really, truly don't think that I can bet right now because it's going to be too close for me to even say.
Yeah, just both of us, just having such personal attachments to both of these runners. It's hard for either one of us to really make a bet.
And this sword making, quick work of these ball and chain guard on both sides of the screens here. Having to deal with Canis Mario most of the time, if you're going to be fighting that ball and chain guard, you're going to just grab 2 pots. Kaesden showing us, the 1 pot strat, and I believe Bob did the 8 slash strat, which, works out quite nicely either way.
Yeah, there's not much of a time difference. I believe the 8 sword slashes is just slightly faster, but not in a rando setting, not enough to make much of a difference.
Yeah, what this is going to come down to more is going to be, routing. Like, their escape time isn't going to make too much of a difference.
So
I stand corrected on the guard pack, by the way. It is the small prize pack, so there is 1 single bomb somewhere down the line in here.
I think Kaesden, there it is. I would say Kaesden maybe 1 or 2 kills away from it, and Bob getting his at the exact same time in the hallway. So both will have the bomb for the back of escape.
Now watch the rats be in the bomb pack.
Yeah, the actual bomb pack.
Just to be rude like that.
Yeah, the upcoming chest.
Go ahead. No, it's okay.
I was going to say that the upcoming chest will be that small key. We didn't get it anywhere in the front of Escape or Zelda Cell, so we'll be getting that small key for Dark Cross here. Have we seen the map yet?
I do not believe we have seen the map yet. I am pretty certain that we are going to see the map somewhere here in the back. If we get it in one of the 3 back of escape chests, then cool. If we don't get it there, then it is in the sync chest, and we'll have to see if our runners think about that and skip it. But for those of you maybe unfamiliar with standard start in Randomizer, you'll notice that both runners do have a light cone, even though neither have the lamp right now. That's one of the like quirks that we set up for I shouldn't say quirks, but like one of the intended features of this mode, so that people can get through and not have to do it in the dark.
All right, and speaking of the lamp and the light cone, we just found a Master Sword. That is potential Aga progression.
Yeah, at this point, I'm certain that both guys are going to be hoping to get something that pushes them somewhere other than Aga, like finding a lamp really early right now, and then maybe like flippers or a hook shot or something isn't going to be super friendly. Yeah.
As we know, Kaesden, he goes 50-50 on whether he rushes Aga or waits to last locate it. I think it's kind of what he feels is left on his map on whether he's going to do it or not.
Yeah, and from that map check, we saw that Eastern and Hera are both regular pendants, and we have a blue crystal at Desert. So, kind of gross if we don't find anything that pushes us towards Desert, we may end up having to dip one of these pendants, which would not be super fun.
Alright, that means we will have to look for a medallion, maybe 2 with a seed minimum. Maybe even an ice rod hunt.
Now, because we have that cane, being able to complete either Mire or Turtle Rock won't be really any kind of issue. And Kaesden and Dr. Bob going to be happy to see those bombs in Lost Woods, considering that trying to farm them has not gone in their favor right now.
Not at all. And I believe it was just a 3 bomb pack on the Lumberjack ledge as well, so Aga not required for progression, just for potential Dark World access. As we have the Bombos medallion on the Lumberjack drop down, or the Lost Woods drop down, I should say.
Yeah. And hey, Crow's dropping bombs there too. Yeah, to answer a question in chat, the sprites on Dr. Bob's side, you have Vivian from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And on kaesden's side, you have Dark Link.
Yeah, I had no clue what Dr. Bob's was.
That makes me sad for you because that's a great game and you should go play it like as soon as this is over.
I mean, I could.
You should. It's great. It's a wonderful game. Anyway,
All right.
moving on. We got blind set. We've got a hammer and a glove. Holy cow.
All right, well, we are one item from that Dark World access. Aga slowly disappearing off the table here. All right, and
wow.
our Dark World's in one house.
All right, so blind just kind of, hiding all of the Dark World access in here. The question will be now, do we finish out CAC and then go straight north into Village of Outcasts? Do we go to South Shore? Do we go to Hype Cave? There's so many options when you have early Dark World access.
Who says standard seas are linear? This is turned into the complete opposite of that in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is quite something. That blue mail sitting here in CAC Well is a really nice difference between Challenge Cup and main tournament. Because the main tournament is hard item pool, we do get, we don't get any mail upgrades in the main tournament, but here in Challenge Cup, we have the mail upgrades, we have silvers, we have gold sword, and it's really nice.
Yeah, sometimes those extra safeties do make a difference. But I know both of these runners could play with that hard item pool without much of any issues.
Yeah.
Neither of them qualified for the main tournament, but did put forth an amazing effort to get in.
Oh boy. Finding a cape in Chicken Hut after getting Dark World access just feels kind of funny. It's kind of like hey, you could have had to do Aga, but not really.
So it makes me wonder, after you finish... Okay, Leo, I'm going to pick your brain here a little bit.
Yeah.
As myself and kaesden know, a lot of your knowledge and learning of the game came directly from DoctorBobtastic. DoctorBobtastic being one of the probably top-end routers of this game, just from his knowledge of the game. How would you route this situation? What would you do?
Me, personally, I would actually, instead of going back up to VOO, I would save and quit and hit up Hype Cave and hope to get a mirror in Hype Cave or along the west there. If I still didn't get anything from that, I've at least cleared out the south, then I'd be able to hit up VOO and go north without any kind of qualms about what am I leaving in the south. That's kind of how I generally route it anyway. That cape, though, makes me want to, it tempts me into VOO because I'd want to check Bumper Ledge as soon as I could.
Alright, so kaesden's doing pretty much what you had finished up with, of going to VOO with that cape. He's probably chasing that item, knowing the cape can lead to progression there on the Bumper Cave. That's probably actually what I would have done as well. kaesden and I, we tend to route very similarly when we play each other. Fading back to that mentor tournament, us having the same mentors throughout that whole tournament, so our playstyle is very similar.
Yeah, and as we kind of had mentioned, Dr. Bob, saving and quitting, I am suspecting that we're going to see that Hype Cave after South Shore here. I don't dislike this either, as we are going to finish out these Sphere 1 checks here before going into the Dark World.
Yeah, kaesden giving us a map check. Looks like we have a Green Pendant Thieves Town, a 5/6 Swamp, and a 5/6 Skull Woods.
Okay then. So, to get in here and to have a Pendant Thieves Town when you first go in, it feels kind of Unfortunately, kaesden getting shunned from the treasure chest game as he is 6 rupees short. And Dr. Bob pulling a Quake from the Sunken Treasures. So we are, 2/3 of the ways from having all of our medallions.
And back over on the left side, kaesden pulling flippers from the brewery.
So that makes his decision to put off South Shore a little bit nicer because then he can go ahead and get some of those water checks done after the fact.
Yes.
I missed the hook shot.
Yeah, that had to have been
Inside the dam.
Damn chest, yeah. And the tempered sword over there.
Chest.
All right, DoctorBobtastic getting that tempered sword from Mini Moldorm Cave as we see kaesden going into Thieves Town. Having the hammer, he may full clear this, knowing it's a 5-item dungeon instead of 4. Some players will do just the front 4 and determine if they continue based on how many items they get in the front 4.
Yeah, we'll have to count and see what he does as Dr. Bob saves and quits from Mini Moldorm Cave, heading to Hype Cave now. We'll have to see if Hype Cave actually is hype today or if it is a tripe cave.
It won't be.
We are only moments away from finding out. The NPC giving us $20. The chest holding a heart container, a heart piece, a bee, and $20.
That's a solid 1 out of 10 there.
Yup,
kaesden
the bee being nice.
Yes. kaesden getting 2 items in the front of Thieves Town. Deciding to not continue through, going to Death Warp back to the beginning, and probably route in the rest of the dark world there through the south, and heading, probably going to end up following DoctorBobtastic over with the hammer pegs to the right side there.
All right. Getting $5 for his 30 on chess game. Nothing besides flippers here in VOO, so not super great, but we're gonna see what's up here in the front of Skull Woods as well as on Bumper Ledge. As we get a bow on Pyramid Ledge.
Wow, that's really good. That puts Pod and Eastern in logic now. Well, quotes in logic. These runners don't necessarily need the lamp, but nice luxury to have, unless it is your first fire source locked behind the locking the fire rod.
Yeah, I agree though. Pod is looking really juicy after that, even if you don't have a fire source. Dark rooms are no issue for either of these guys. So I would be fairly surprised if we don't see a pod play here soon. Alright, so we have Dr. Bob going here to Catfish as kaesden is clearing out the front of Skullwood. Sovar just finding a small key and the map. One of the things about Skullwoods is if you do pick up the map and compass in the front, then Moth is guaranteed to lock an item, whether Moth has the big key and there's an item in the big chest, or Moth himself has an item. So having gotten the map already, it's looking like possibly that Moth has it. And there's our 3rd medallion, so no medallion hunt today.
Ice Rod Hunt. Calling it now.
Ew, why would you do that?
Because it's kaesden's nightmare.
Ice Rod in Mimic Cave?
That's his dream, not his nightmare.
No, I mean, yeah. You're calling for nightmares. I'm calling for nice things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, I'm a good person. Or I'll keep telling myself that anyway.
Alright, we see Dr. Bob heading up to do Sahasrala's hut here. Check the back of it. See the 3 chests are probably heading to Eastern Palace, or he may actually go. Actually, I see him going over to Pod. Not Eastern. Eastern's a pendant. He's going to go to Pod.
Yeah, I'd be shocked to see him go into Eastern right now, knowing that you have Pod. He'll just go down to the flute 5 spot to enter the Dark World and then go up from there through the maze, pick up his Kiki and head on in. As Kaesden is kind of following him and getting his 3rd medallion and his hook shot.
So yeah, Kaesden's probably do mini Moldorm Cave and then probably do those flipper checks now that they're in logic. After that, I see him actually going up the mountain out of logic, having that hook shot.
See, and I wouldn't be shocked to see Kaesden hold off on mountain until he had mitt. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Alright, so Dr. Bob making a liar out of both of us, and he is here in Eastern Palace, even though it is a pendant. He is, dipping it, he's following that bow.
In a way, I could see it, but at the same time, it's like, with Pod being that crystal, I would definitely be way more inclined to go there first.
So, my thought with this is, you could do a couple things with this. It's one of those, you gamble that there's something in Eastern, or you gamble that there is a mirror in Pod. But with Eastern being a pendant, I know I would be less inclined to dip it. But I've also seen pendant Eastern be an absolute jerk before, so I don't blame Dr. Bob for this play.
I can tell you Kaesden will not be touching Eastern Palace with a 100-foot pole. Because we know that his mentality is Ped doesn't exist. So he will last locate pendant dungeons. Like, he intentionally will do that.
Yeah, it's even more than, like, it's never Ped, but also, like, he is 100% an ABCD player, always be clearing dungeons. Yep. But specifically crystal dungeons. And so, after these water checks, it'll be interesting to see which direction he goes after this. You say mountain, I say he goes back into Dark World via Hype Cave. I don't know if he'll go west or if he'll go east, but I see him going into the Dark World.
Or when he's on this, he just proves us both wrong and goes to Pod or something.
Well, you need the bow from Pyramid Ledge. So, I mean, I'd be fine with that. That would totally make sense. Alright, Dr. Bob making his way through Eastern, showing again, dark rooms mean nothing. It's not... they're not that big of an issue. He even has the cape and damage boosted off of the Popo anyway, like, no big deal. This is Eastern, it's the first dungeon of the game, nothing to be afraid of. And wow!
Whoa, okay, that's a vanilla bow. A lamp-locked vanilla bow.
Yeah. Oh, in case
he's in.
Fire rod, though.
Okay, so both plays paying out here. Kaesden may never see those silvers. If he sticks to how he plays, he will never see those silvers.
Yeah, this is very true. Unless there is something required in here, like the mitts or something along those lines. But I see Kaesden now going back to Skullwoods as he realizes he doesn't have the 500 rupees to pay off the scam king.
Going to Link's house.
Alright, Hype Cave incoming.
Yep. Or he goes Hype Cave into Pod.
Hopefully stopping at Pyramid Ledge along the way for his bow.
Yes.
And Dr. Bob about to enter his Armos fight here in Pendant Eastern. I believe there's still one item left. So, gonna use these silvers to fairly quickly take out these Armos Knights. And getting Hook.
Potentially required Hook.
Yeah. that could be our desert access right there. Or if there's something required on a tablet, you know, that just that puts Dr. Bob in a really fairly good place now. That pen and Eastern dip, and he's gonna just walk on down here to the portal to hit up the pod to Palace of Darkness. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what Kaesden was doing on his side, and I realized he was thinking about buying bombs and then didn't buy bombs.
Yeah.
Got distracted mid-sentence there. Alright, so getting his big 20 off of Stumpy, we'll see what this dig game has, as Dr. Bob is about to pay a monkey 100 rupees. And while we're thinking about it, you know, this has been a fairly divergent race for, you know, since after Kakariko. And both runners are really, really incredible. So if you're not already, go follow them, because, yeah, good people, good runners.
I second everything you just said.
Good, and Kaesden getting some more cash.
So I noticed when Kaesden went to buy bombs, he backed out, because if he had bought bombs and Stumpy didn't have the 20 rupees, he couldn't do dig game. Which is why he passed on doing it. This is probably that mountain play. Nah, I'm gonna say mountain play.
I say Skull Woods. He's gonna follow that fire rod, but you could be right. This could be mountain.
Kaesden, go up. That's not up. That's not about the Kaesden.
I'm so good. All right, so I missed what was in the shooter chest, unfortunately, but it does look like we are bow locked for pod. So Pyramid Ledge or Eastern Palace, absolutely required.
Chat saying it was a big key.
Well, that's that. So both definitely required.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we've got two different dungeons happening here. We've got Palace of Darkness. What do we got over here locked on both sides? We've got at least one small key that's going to be blocked here, but is our second item in the front going to be here as well? Nope, both small keys. Now, something to point out is this has been a fairly bomb scarce seed, right?
Yeah, like up until Bob here went into Palace of Darkness to get the bombs from the pods. It's like there really haven't been any. They haven't seen any in chests or picked any up off the ground. Yeah, because
I was gonna say just the three in the Lost Woods, and I feel like that's been really it.
But yeah, this is Kaesden's still at one bomb. Like he hasn't been above. Yeah. I don't think he's ever actually hit 10 bombs at all this whole seat so far.
Yeah, maybe we just got to do Ago to get some freaking bombs.
Maybe.
P.S. Dr. Bob picking up the powder from Stalfos' basement.
Okay.
And I do know that he loves some powder.
Everyone loves the powder in this game. It's probably one of the greatest safeties in the game.
This is true. This is very true. All right, let's kill a moth as Dr. Bob heads to the back with having gotten all 4 small keys in the front, and we'll be able to see if there's more fun back here in the back. Kaesden quickly taking down moth. Wow.
That was a very friendly moth. Getting his first crystal at 2752.
And Dr. Bob setting up for a hammer yump. Having the big key and having the small key, this is really nice to do because you don't have the mirror. And pulling the ice rod from the big chest, so no ice rod hunt today.
I know one thing a lot of runners say is, you know, it could be a super fast jet sea, but there's always that one troll somewhere in there, and we just haven't seen that troll yet.
No, we have not. And so I'm curious. I didn't see. Did Moth drop the compass?
Yeah, I dropped the compass, and the bridge chest was a big key.
Right.
So still one item in the big chest there.
Yeah, that troll could very well, like Penguin said, our troll could very well be that book on Armos. Because Dr. Bob is finding value here in Pod between the ice rod and the flute.
Yes, this is a very generous seed so far. I don't remember where that ether was, but if that's required and Dr. Bob doesn't find it, that could be an issue. As Bob taking a death there in the dark maze.
But I do believe he got both items, so this is...
Yes, he did.
I think it was him trying to get out of the dark maze, so he'll just have to go into the back and go right. As Kaesden finds the lamp in Skull Wood, so he's not going to have to deal with these dark rooms. Alright, so Dr. Bob on his way back. Kaesden, I think finally when your play call from earlier is happening here. I believe Kaesden is heading up the mountain.
Yeah,
that flute the lamp putting it into logic.
Yep.
Now, the thing that we know though is Kaesden really needs to get to Pyramid Ledge to get his bow, and then go to Pod. So,
with the bow being where it's at, and Dr. Bob finding that flute, there's going to be something up here on the mountain. It's probably going to be Titan's Mitts on the mountain here.
See, and I don't know if that's good for Kaesden, because... You know, a mid-go mode blocks a lot of things, right?
So we are Titan's Mitts from no mode. Just pointing that out there.
Mirror.
Oh, right. We have a Swamp Palace today.
Yeah, and potentially boots, depending on if desert is boots.
Never boots locked.
I seen earlier ones. Just saying. Oh boy, we got a fire shield up on Spec Rock. Make sure you go back for that, guys.
Kaesden will definitely be going back for that one.
Oh yeah, he sure will. If you can't tell we're being sarcastic, then I'm sorry, I will make it more sarcastic for you guys.
No, but for real, the fire shield is actually a fairly nice shield to get. He probably won't go out of his way to get it. But his next time up the mountain, he may make a small stop to get it, because it is actually a really nice shield. Obviously, the theory of the mirror shield producing, lag frames, that was actually debunked a couple months ago. So there's no lag with the mirror shield. It's the 20th heart that you receive. Yes. Yeah.
We've got our own Mythbusters crew on the ALTTPR Rando forums Discord. Yes.
So if you're not a fan of Laser Bridge in Turtle Rock, look out for that mirror shield.
Here's our bombs. We found them. And our mirror.
Okay. That's probably the best item Kaesden can find right now that may get him off the mountain.
That'll push him to Swamp Palace and then immediately to Big Bomb, where he will get his bow on the ledge. Even if Big Bomb ends up being a waste, ideally, Big Bomb is going to have, boots or mitts.
So I'm looking at the pendants we have. Those Titan's mitts could be on pedestal.
Ew. Stop it. Why are you
Nope.
saying this?
Nope, because I've had it in a race seat before.
Stop it. You put that evil somewhere else, Ricky Bobby.
Nope. In fact, I think it was a seat I was racing kaesden in, and I beat him by like 30 minutes.
Yeah, because it's never ped. Until it is.
Until it's go mode.
Go mode mitts. Oh, man. Alrighty, so Dr. Bob picking up his first crystal at 33:48, I believe the time was, getting a heart container off of the Helmasaur King. And we'll have to see where he goes next. I imagine to activate that flute.
That's actually his first crystal.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
Great. He's been going straight into swamp like we had said. I imagine this is going to be on Bob's side, a flute activation, and then going into VOO because he has not been there yet.
Yep. So, okay. So Kaesden's doing what I was about to say. He's going to go do K45 and then into Swamp Palace.
I like this.
For Kaesden's sake, I hope this isn't Titan's mitts. Because this could push him further away from that pod area.
I don't think it will, though. I think that we're going to see him, no matter if he does get Titan's mitts, I think we are going to see him doing, we're going to see him doing Big Bomb into Pyramid Ledge, and no matter what, he's not going to skip that bow if he's doing Big Bomb.
No.
And that bow will push him to pod almost immediately.
So, okay, so yeah, he's definitely going to go swamp next into that Big Bomb. If that's the case, assuming boots aren't required, and we find those Titan's mitts in swamp or that Big Bomb, Kaesden will be in go mode here in the next probably 15 minutes.
Well, again, we do have to find those mitts, and if they're here, that's great. Dr. Bob, going to Desert Palace, I like this play as well, having gotten that book from Eastern, wanting to follow that progression since it was from a pendant dungeon. We'll have to see if he is boots locked in here. There is also the mushroom on the desert ledge, which if that leads to mitts or boots, that could be fun.
That's a thing.
Yeah? All right. Small key in the map chest. Still don't know. This could be
map
any number of
on the
things.
right side.
Yeah. Or 2 items. I've seen that recently as well.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Oh, there's a map.
How horrible would this be if it was map compass?
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
All right, we are in fact boots locked because the big key is going to be on the torch. Dr. Bob going to go out this right side, though, I'm assuming, and pick up Agina. Or he may go up and around to get that mushroom, then drop down to Agina. Meanwhile, Kay's inside, making the somewhat kind of slow trek through Swamp Palace. It's definitely a dungeon you wish you had the boots in. But also, like, when you get what you've gotten so far, like, this is the play you make. You know, you have everything pushing you to swamp, and you know that it unlocks your Pyramid Fairy. This is what I believe to be the right call for what Kaesden has done so far.
And I don't think we've seen any dungeon items yet, so we may see him skip left side swamp for now. Depending on what we find in the back, he may go back in to check it.
Nope, he'll do left side right now, having gotten that compass. And being as far from go mode as he is, being, you know, a flute, mitts, and bow from go mode, to his knowledge, he's definitely doing left first. Right, Agina just holding a piece of heart for us. So, Dr. Bob finishing out his desert trek, finding the knowledge that it is in fact boots locked. Where to now, good sir?
Probably up the mountain. Turning in the mushroom.
Turning in the mushroom first. Yeah.
I like that plan.
This is good. I agree. As Kaesden is doing bomb diver down with these rare artifacts that we've been barely picking up any of today.
And the mushroom holding just another heart piece.
Yeah, but you know what? This isn't bad. We have the powder, so there's no reason to keep it, and you're following that progression. You know, that's one of the things that I can comfortably say that I did learn during my mentorship with Dr. Bob is follow your items. You know, follow the logical progression that the game is giving you, and generally you're going to find, you're going to find your next progression.
Oh, so that's what I'm doing wrong. Following the items. We find Titan's Mitts in left side swamp.
Left side swamp. Oh my gosh. Okay, so again, we don't want Kaesden to follow those mitts right now. He doesn't have flute, so he's not going to leave to go to Mire area, thank goodness. But we need him to not do anything silly like go back up to, Dark Death Mountain or do Smith Chain. Like, he needs to follow this big bomb, get his bow, and go into pod so he can get his flute and his ice rod. And at that point, we are currently boots from no mode.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a very fast seed.
Considering we don't have boots, yeah. The irony of this seed is not lost on me.
So long as Kaesden doesn't find the map anywhere back here, it will be in the big chest.
You just had to say it.
I did.
All right, Dr. Bob going to be picking up, or clearing out his Death Mountain here. I am sitting here trying to remember what was up here. Mirror was up here.
Yeah, Mirror's over on the right side in Paradox 5.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if we'll see him dip Hera, because Kaesden did not. Kaesden skipped Pendant Hera altogether and went straight to Spiral Cave.
So I don't see Bob doing Hera. Once he picks up the flippers from up here.
Nope, flippers are in VOO.
Oh, you're right. Ooh. Wow, this could really push Bob in a really bad direction. Checking Spike Cave without the mirror. Then again, it wouldn't matter because he would just save and quit. Yeah, back to the old man. So
yeah, this is no issue. Kaesden pulling off that quick phase 2 kill on Argus, getting a heart container for it. There is still one item left in the big chest. Oh wait, did we get the big key?
We did.
Okay.
No, did we? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Chat, help.
No idea.
I mean, it could have locked itself. Okay, right. He did get it. He's going back in.
He's going back in. Yeah, and with the mirror, this isn't a bad decision at all. You don't want to leave this one item in here. You wish you had boots for this, but, maybe these will be the boots.
Occasionally you can't slash pots, but okay.
Hey, you can if you just believe.
I mean,
if you play a newer generation of Zelda that isn't, Link to the Past.
That is Breath of the Wild only.
No, you can do it in Ocarina of Time. You can definitely slash pot in Ocarina of Time.
Do they break? Man, it's been so long since I played Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, they 100% break.
Okay. Alright, Kaesden doing exactly what you said he's gonna do. He's gonna do Big Bomb, get that bow, head over to a pod, get his bow, do pod.
So, here's... Oh, wait, Kaesden. Kaesden, hello? Hello? Kaesden.
Kaesden, please. I didn't want to
Kaesden,
say that.
please.
Okay, never mind. We're good. Like, outside of Big Bomb, we're good.
Are we? Are we good?
No, he's going back for it.
Kaesden, please.
I didn't want to
So-
say it.
Jokingly, before this race, he and I were talking, and he was saying, you know what, I have a feeling that I'm going to need a Kaesden please command in my chat by the time this is all done. And boy, was he right. Alright, Dr. Bob, getting his mirror from Paradox Cave, he is going to head over here to Pendant Hera. And that Spike Cave play was so that he could do this and not isolate either Spike Cave or Hera.
Yo, that dead rock though
That dead rock is being
was
rude.
not being a bro.
Yeah. Got onionized.
Alright, what do we have here on this ether tablet? It is more bombs. We found the bombs.
Yo, seriously, the mountain is full of bombs.
I mean, it's where the Gorons live, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, true, but the dead rocks are kind of like the Gorons, like, awful descendants.
Yeah.
Like, they're not good things. Dead rocks are awful. It's like the Gorons were brain melted or something. I don't know.
Alright, well,
Spent too much time in the lava.
Kaesden got the bow. He's gonna head over to Pod. Gets half magic as well. That's another nice
That's
safety
nice.
to have. Since he will, I don't want to say he's not getting silvers unless I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Boots on Ped. He's not getting those silvers.
Dr. Bob, I don't think has checked Bombo's tablet yet either.
He has not. No, because he doesn't have the. He has the mirror. I'm surprised he hasn't been over there yet, knowing he can.
He just got the
Swamp
mirror
Palace.
though, so he hasn't left.
That's
yet.
right. Okay.
Yeah. This I mean, what he's doing makes complete and total sense.
Yes.
Um,
You know,
and
for what he
that's
has and
another- Go ahead.
yeah, what he has and what he knows, this does make complete sense. Just the super early divergence in this seed, you know, is definitely showing. You know, it's the all of Dark World in Blind's Hut.
You know, depending on where these boots end up being, you know, these silvers could make a huge difference. You know, it could these silvers could legitimately lead to, you know, a victory, because Silverless Ganon does take a little bit more time,
Yeah.
as well as Vidi and Lanmo. Although
And
Kaesden with the half magic, Lanmo's not gonna
Yeah.
be an issue.
Yeah, Kaesden will be able to route Pod much easier than Bob did. Kiki running away does not like getting hit.
No, Bob getting the red mail though from Moldworm as he picks up his pendant.
Yeah, Bob still doesn't have the Fire Rod either, which was in the front
Right.
floor of Thieves Town.
No, Fire Rod
No?
was in Waterfall Fairy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I feel like you're having some seed bleed here for a moment. But, you know, thought here. Kazen's gonna get his Ice Rod and his flute. I really think we're gonna see him go into Mire and then go up to Turtle Rock after finding out that Desert is Boots Lock.
So I see him finishing this,
Oh,
getting
and
his
Ice.
Ice Rod. Yeah. I was saying after this he's probably gonna go to Ice. I see him finishing that. I see him going over to Mire, finishing Mire. And if those two dungeons don't hold the boots, he's gonna check Desert, see if it's Boots Lock or not. And then probably head up to Turtle Rock if we don't have them by then.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's hard to say what I would do in that situation, because I would want to check the Mire area for, you know, for like any progression that might be, you know, in Mire Shed or Checkerboard Cave, before maybe going over to Ice. but at the same time, Ice Palace has been clearable since Kaesden finished Swamp Palace.
Yeah. Yeah, this could go really one of two ways for really both runners. If boots are on the forbidden pedestal, Bob is very far ahead in this race. If it turns out it's not, it's just on the path that Kaesden will likely follow, then the advantage is in Kaesden's hands right now. So it's all a matter of where are the boots at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, you hit the nail on the head, and I think that kind of goes to what we were saying early about, how close this race could very well end up being. Now, Kaesden having the mirror for Pod, it is going to make this routing through here a bit nicer than Dr. Bob had, but honestly not, Pod is one of those, you're gonna basically full clear it anyway. The fact that he has a lamp too is gonna be nice, but it's not, it's not going to be a huge amount of difference. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Bob is, while he's here in Skull Woods, he is going to get his ether from Pinball Room. So, he will have all of his required medallions. We don't even know if ether is even required, to be completely honest. Kaesden has not shown us anything since getting the mitts as far as medallion requirements go.
Yeah, obviously we know Kaesden's going to find the Ice Rod and the flute here very soon, and he's going to recognize that he is potentially in go mode.
Yeah, he's going to start playing, he's going to start clearing those dungeons and still checking just in case he needs boots. I don't see him skipping things. Also, hoping for silver arrows, which we know he's more than likely not going to get unless by some stretch Bombo's tablet or Ped has our boots.
So after this, I see Kaesden actually heading over and doing Mire to do it, and to also double check if Desert is boots locked, because the sooner he knows it's boots locked, the sooner he knows which dungeons he can and cannot just go mode.
Man, this sounds familiar. Sounds like something I said 5 minutes ago. Look, man. Dr. Bob trained me well. What can I say?
That's true.
Thinking about the things. Now, this is a new check on Dr. Bob's side. Kaesden has not done Graveyard Ledge. He has, somewhat isolated it up in North Dark World.
And it's red.
But the wrong red thing.
Yeah.
Which, again, good for Kaesden, not so good for Dr. Bob. This may end up kind of turning into a race of who finds the boots first. Now, Dr. Bob has still yet to go to Village of Outcasts, which it looks like he's finally heading to now.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, I never thought I'd hear you say, race for the boots. That's not a sentence you hear.
Yeah, this is true. Again, the irony of this seed being, it's been a very fast seed as far as things that it's given you, and yet we have not had the boots.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Dr. Bob opening up the Use Town. Is he going in yet? No. He is going to finish clearing out chess game, and I'm assuming he will get his flippers from the brewery. The question is, does he still plan to dip Thieves Town after getting those flippers, or does he go straight down to Swamp?
So, if you're in Bob's mind right here, Thieves Town is 100% beatable. Do you do Thieves Town? When you find the fire, we just on the flippers though. When you find the fire rod, do you do Skullwoods and then Thieves Town, and then just blind pull pedestal and just pray?
I'm not certain, honestly, at this point. It does look like Dr. Bob is going to go ahead and do Magic Bat while he's here as well, which is another check we have not seen before, as Kaesden picks up his crystal, his third crystal, saves and quit, and will be activating his flute, and then, like we had both said, I assume Mire area for the reasons we both, kind of mentioned. All right, Magic Bat. Just a heart piece. Okay, so now after doing that, Dr. Bob is walking back out, which kind of is pushing me to think that he's really considering this Thieves Town dip here.
Yeah.
At least the front four, he has the mirror out. Yeah, we'll see what he does here. After clearing 2 pendants, it wouldn't, like you had said, it wouldn't shock me to just see him go ahead and try and play for pet at this point. But, he, after seeing those flippers, he may be feeling fairly behind.
Yeah, if he does the whole pedestal play like it's looking to be, this is a Hail Mary play. And if it turns out to be the boots, this is incredible for him.
Yeah, and as one of our trackers, Irritable Penguin, points out in chat, if you're Bob and you clear here, you're not just playing for Ped, but you're also playing for the potential that the back here has, 2 items, or it could be the vanilla green pendant, right?
Yes.
But it does look like he is bouncing. And he has not done Dig Game or Stumpy yet, so he'll do those into Swamp. Yeah, True Blue, I love this MSU. It's fantastic. It's very, very well done.
Low-key need to play the games. There's a lot of games I need to play still.
Wind, I have a serious question for you. Do you play anything other than Final Fantasy V and A Link to the Past?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because after not playing Ace Attorney and not playing, whatever game we'd mentioned earlier, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. I question. I have to make sure that you're okay, man.
I do play Path of Exile. I do play that one as well.
Oh, we got a third game, y'all. Woo!
Yep.
Now, if you were anybody else, I would not be teasing this way.
Oh, I know.
Like, just, again, to state for the record, I'm Leoria. If you're just joining us, we've got this race between Dr. Bob and Kaesden. This is Group AH of the Challenge Cup. Winfox, my co-commentator, and I have known each other since Mentor Tournament last year, where Dr. Bob was my mentor for the entire tournament, and the two of us plus Kaesden teamed up for the league. So, we both have personal attachment to these runners, and we have been not very good. We have not shouted out our trackers. Our 2 trackers today, Irritable Penguin and Sammy MMAs, we would not be able to keep track of things without them, honestly. Penguin, you will be shouted out. You enjoy that shout out. But really, truly, tracking is one of those jobs that is not easy and deserves all the recognition.
Alright, Kaesden heading over to Ice Palace. Did check the front of Desert, realized it was boots locked. Didn't do Meyer, which kind of surprised me. He was right there. Opting to skip it until he can do, I guess, combo it with Desert at the same time. Which in a way makes sense, but it felt like he was kind of just losing a tiny bit of time by opting to leave.
Yeah, I don't hate his decision here to leave Meyer for right now. Again, you're hoping you can just get your boots and then have a God Meyer and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, there they are!
Wow, okay, at 58-56, Kaesden is officially in go mode.
Alright, so you know, if you're Dr. Bob fans here, folks, you are hoping he goes left side here. You're wanting him to go get his mitts and then do Waterfall Ferry before going into Ice Palace. And that will get him, you know, fairly caught up here as far as items. And yes, unfortunately, my dear rando viewers, Head is dead.
Alright, so Kaesden's play this whole seed to avoid pendant dungeons definitely paid off. He hasn't touched Eastern Palace, he hasn't touched Hera. He only dipped the front four of Thieves Town, and that was it.
Yeah. Alright, Dr. Bob is heading over here to the left side of Swamp, going to get his mitts. We may see him go straight into Ice Palace after this and just use his bombos to get through it.
Yep.
Which could be really, really good, as long as after he clears out Ice Palace, he goes into the portal to go to the waterfall. Now, really quickly wanting to point out, earlier we saw Kaesden do a bomb setup for Diver Down. What you just saw Dr. Bob do is the Kano Samaria setup. Both of them have kind of a similar thing going on, where you place either a Samaria block or a bomb, you jump into the water, hold down right while you're in the air, and then once you splash, you hold straight right, basically, to jump out and clip into the rail. When you have the Cane of Samaria, you hold your sword out and hold upright to kind of keep yourself clipped into that rail, whereas the bomb kind of pushes you more into it. All right, Dr. Bob getting his mitts. Sorry, go ahead. I feel like I'm talking all the time.
No, I was just saying, Kaesden finishing up that Cold Stare fight, getting through it very, very quickly, as Dr. Bob did find those Titans mitts.
Yeah, and again, kind of another good point brought out, like, Kaesden's not even bothering to look for these silver arrows. He does not care at all. He is just going.
Do you think Kaesden skipping all these checks like this, you know, is that, do you think that's just part of him trying to play knowing that he has, or the thought of a routing disadvantage against Bob?
I can guarantee you that he came into this with the knowledge that Dr. Bob is a really incredible router, and feeling, I don't want to say like scared's not the right word, but like feeling like he was at a disadvantage for that. But so, like, he could be feeling behind Dr. Bob right now, honestly, and that's why he's skipping things. We know it's not the case, and to be completely honest with you, with where some of these things were, if I were in Kaesden's shoes, come on, Popo. If I were in Kaesden's shoes and I was hitting go mode at 58 minutes, I would feel fairly good. But I also know kaesden is thinking, I'm playing against Dr. Bob, and he very possibly could have had these way earlier. He may not have even touched Meyer.
Yeah.
I think the big thing that has hurt Dr. Bob right now is the pendant dips.
Yeah, the pendant dips are definitely defendable and justifiable,
Yes.
with the knowledge he had. So it's not, you can't say it's the wrong call or the right call. It's just
Right.
It's just his knowledge and what he was processing the information to what he thought needed to be done.
Yes, and I agree with you completely. It's 100% defensible. There is nothing wrong about the decision that was made, and that I hope that was not my intent when I said that. It was just more of a, in this case, it just happened to not work out. All right, Argus giving Dr. Bob a little bit of snark here. Not being very kind with these silver arrow shots, as kaesden has yet to find this big key. And there it is.
In the lobby chest.
Yep. And kaesden setting up here for this Meyer rail clip and canceling the dash before hitting the stairs, so that is real swag.
Yeah, you only have, just under half a second to cancel that dash.
Yeah.
Before you get sucked down the stairs.
It's fairly fast. So that was very nicely done. All right, Dr. Bob is going back in for this big chest as well. Nothing really of value, but we'll see if he maybe mirrors and goes over to Ice Palace after this. I would be surprised to not see him do it, but I also know that he has plenty he can do right now.
Yeah, it's really hard to say what he's going to do next.
Bombos tablet.
Yeah.
Again, following that book from earlier to see if it brings him any joyful progression. All right, so for Dr. Bob, he is missing the fire rod, which is in Waterfall Fairy, and the boots, which are in Ping Gator Room of Ice Palace. Sorry, forgive me. Duck Gator Room of Ice Palace. I know that Penguin would be calling me out for leaving those as Peng Gators.
As kaesden finishing up Vitreous there and Misery Meyer, going with the NMG strats, actually kind of a lower heart level NMG strat there with 11 hearts. Most players would prefer 12 or 13 hearts for that one, so pulling it off really nicely at a lower than recommended heart count.
Yeah, that could have gone sideways fairly quickly, but kaesden also has 3 bottles. I'm pretty sure that they're filled with various potions. I think one is a fairy as well, so he's kind of set.
Yep.
All right, will Dr. Bob dip Meyer here without having any fire source to be able to unlock the torches? It looks like he's considering it. All right, as kaesden is making his way to Landmolus, if you're just joining us to kind of discuss where we've been so far, after finishing off Escape, our runners, both went to Kakariko and then immediately went completely different directions because we got all of Dark World access in Blind's Hut. So kaesden finished off Kakariko and walked back up into Village of Outcasts. Dr. Bob went over to South Shore before going over to Hype Cave and East to Pyramid Ledge, where he got his bow, did Pendant Eastern, which had silver arrows, and then went into Palace of Darkness. It's been a seed of crazy decisions, but fun decisions, as Kaesden is taking down Landmo very quickly with that one cycle.
You know, I'm impressed you remembered all that.
The
entire that was like the entire like first 40 minutes of the race you compressed into 30 seconds.
You know, I don't know. I there's been so much going on that I feel like my brain is just trying to like store it. But yeah. So Kaesden heading up to his final crystal, Turtle Rock. Have you seen her note taking?
Actually,
guys,
yes, I have.
Can we get a Pilot Keys tournament going, y'all? Because oh boy, I'd be in.
You would be the pilot.
I would be the pilot. Let's be honest. Oh man. Okay. So Dr. Bob Inmeyer getting his big key right there is probably going to continue, clearing this out though, because he again is still looking for a fire rod. He's still looking for boots. On the bright side, he can't touch the left side right now because he doesn't even have the lamp, which is in the big chest of Skull Woods. But, he's still going to be able to clear this if he wants to, just completely in the dark.
Yeah, the lamp was, because the big key was on the bridge chest, which means the lamp is fire rod locked.
Alright, so I am a little sad about one thing, though.
What is that?
I am sad that we're not going to see Kaesden's Home of Mimic Cave today.
We won't.
Maybe he'll just grace us with its presence anyway.
Highly unlikely. As much as we'd love to see his home, it's not likely.
Man, sad days. Alright, Dr. Bob making his way through the back here. He is going past this spike in the kind of first major darkroom area because he didn't open the... Oh, no, Dr. Bob, you don't have to hit the switch. Oh, wait, yes, he does. He does. I'm dumb. Ignore me. Yeah, because center chest.
Yep.
Yep.
That center chest was a thing.
Yep. Alright, so getting his powder out, though. Going to head over to this left side after trying to get that anti-fairy into a fairy. He transformed it, but then wasn't able to pick it up. Oh, wait, he was! What on earth? Things are so laggy. Like my vision.
Oh, no.
Like, apparently I'm just not with it right now. I'm just really enjoying things.
So,
the
quick note over on... Yeah, silver arrows on video are amazing. It's going to be super fast fight. Quick note over on Kaesden's side. When he did that first entry room with the King of Samaria, he went left side first. He has the mirror. If you go right side first, grab those two chests, mirror back to the beginning, do left side, and then follow that left rail to that door to get to the back of the dungeon, you save roughly 3 or 4 seconds.
Wait, really?
Yes. So if you have the mirror, if you have the mirror, you do right side first, mirror back, and then you do left side. And then when you go back up, just ride the left rail.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I I mirror after the right side usually anyway, just because I don't want to deal with the rollers again, but I did not realize that doing right side first and then mirroring
To do left side is faster, yep.
Yeah, I did not realize that. Alright, Dr. Bob does look like he is buying some potions, probably gearing up for Ice Palace here, where he will get his boots. We know he needs to go to Waterfall Ferry after that to get his fire rod. Never mind. Wait, yes. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe this is a hobo play first.
This could be all the flipper checks first, because he hasn't done any of them this entire seed. He's going to find this fire rod and probably go straight to Ice Palace, where he's going to find the boots for go mode.
See, and I think this might be hobo into Ice Palace and then into the rest of the water checks afterwards.
Oh, I hope not. I really hope he goes up to that waterfall first.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I hope for that. But if I'm thinking the fastest way to clear this all out, you know, you don't want to have to go anywhere after dealing with Zora. You don't want to have to walk back.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't even get to Zora. He would find the fire rod and go back. But he's footing to 8, which means he's heading straight to Ice Palace. He's going to do the flipper checks last.
Well, and this I feel like is faster if you're going into the portal anyway. But yeah, this is Ice Palace and then mirror to do the flipper checks afterwards. Yep. And go ahead.
Yeah. Saying kaesden approaching Trinex here, the final dungeon. In preparation for that, we will have a little game here in about 30 seconds. Leo, I'll let you talk about that game once kaesden gets Trinex down.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! I do love games. Well, unfortunately, the ice head does get off. Oh, hello, fire rod. Does get off one shot of ice, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. kaesden's gonna get the spins off on this head and then a slash or 3 maybe. Uh-oh. He has a fairy. You're fine, kaesden. You're fine.
Alright, game.
You're
go.
Fine.
Alright,
ladies and gentlemen, as kaesden is picking up his 7th crystal, we have a little game here. Put a number between 1 and 22 in the chat. You are guessing where the GT big key is in one of those 22 checks. Yes, you didn't take my number today. Thank you.
Legit typo.
Really?
Yes. But I went with it. Right, keep going. Keep going.
That's why you wanted me to explain it. So if you guess it right, you will win internet points or something. But you'll definitely win a lifetime supply of free randomizer seeds available at ALTTPR.com. But finish getting your checks in, or your guesses in quick, because as soon as kaesden enters, we will be closing guesses and begin some counting shenanigans. Watch the typo be the winning number. I really will be salty. But so we both like to guess 14. Which is for our good friend Dr. Bob here, but not really. It's also Bob's chess. Alrighty, Hope Room. No keys. So 2 checks down. Alright, getting a small key on this torch here for chest 3. Unfortunately, my friends, that is it for Bob. He has now been murderfied by kaesden. A small moment of silence for our friend Bob the Anti-Fairy.
I am legitimately confused how the hookshot hit that block and he still fell off.
It hit the skull.
Oh, it did? It looked like it went all the way through. Okay.
Yep. Alright, so a quick note. So kaesden has found 2 small keys so far in those first few chests. We are at chest 7 that we have finished up here. And he and I kind of like to employ a GT routing that actually Dr. Bob likes to do, and I stole it from Dr. Bob from, Mentor Attorney Shenanigans, and then kaesden kind of from me, but he's adapted it to his own. If you find 3 small keys in those first few checks, then mirror and go full right, and more than likely the key will be somewhere on Compass Room or behind Ice Armos / Bob's chest.
I'm just gonna say it's a statistical math thing I don't understand, and it seems to work. It doesn't work every time. It doesn't work. It doesn't work every time.
No.
But it is more in favor of it being on the right side. If you find that, okay, so let me clarify. You said 3 keys. 3 keys excluding the pot key.
Yes.
So
correct.
if you have
so
4
you would
keys
have 4 keys total. All right, we are 13 chests in on kaesden's side. Dr. Bob about to hit go mode with this fire rod here in Waterfall Ferry, and I am going to assume we will immediately see him go ahead and flute to either Skullwoods or Desert. Or he's having a moment of, am I in go mode? Yes, Dr. Bob, you are in go mode. Go! Alright, as you can see, that bottom right anti-fairy there is just a regular one. No Bob, unfortunately. And my 14 is sadly not the big key.
It is not. It's going to be 15.
If it is vanilla big key, I really hope kaesden opens these in the wrong order.
Goes left, back, right, center.
Yes.
Just to mess with everybody.
Yeah. Just to mess with the guessing game.
Gets the Ice Armos quick kill.
Alright, not 15. Whew.
Not 16, not 17. Alright. We're open for tile room now.
Oh yeah, we're hoping for a tile room just for the shenanigans. Alright, so 18 checks done. Or I'm sorry, 17 checks done. Math is hard. As Dr. Bob is making his way to the back here to Mothula. Yeah, there's been quite a lot of tile rooms, and boy, does it seem like an adventure when it happens.
Man, I kind of slightly wish kaesden had just memed us all and went tile room before compass room.
I kind of wish too, but he needed to get closer to 17 hearts, so I don't hate his decision here.
It's 22.
And it is tile room. It is 22. Can we just go ahead and put that in already? Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
So Democles winning the GT Big Key guessing game with a score, or with a guess of 22, winning 11 points on the leaderboard and a lifetime supply of rando seeds available at a randomizer website near you, aka ALTTPR.com. Dr. Bob picking up his 5th crystal from Skullwoods, going to be heading over to Desert Palace and then begin his climb up the mountain, the final climb of the evening.
And now we get the fun, 22 or 23 seconds of tiles.
Yeah.
Oh my, kaesden, he was like a quarter of a tile from soft locking.
He was inside the chest.
I got a little worried that he's gonna soft lock himself inside that chest.
Well, if he soft lock, it's just a mirror and redo the room, which sucks, but could be worse. A lifetime supply of flying tiles. Ricky with the right answers.
That would be scary. No, thank you.
I mean, as long as it's not real life, right?
Sure.
Could get you really fun or really good at reaction times. It'd be like crazy Randomizer shenanigans.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Randomize the tile sets.
I think you can. I think there are some versions of Randomizer that do that. If you can dodge a tile, you can dodge a ball. ALTTP dodgeball tournament win.
Yes.
Alright, so Kaesden making his way through the gauntlet here, getting probably slightly annoyed by that last Stalfos, but wanting to conserve his magic at least just a little bit for the Landmo 2 fight coming up here, and for the last Stalfos in the ice room coming up.
I mean, it's looking good for Bob. You know, as he's coming up here to Landmo here in Desert Palace. He may end up getting into GT before Kaesden finishes.
Yeah, and at this point, I have a feeling it's gonna take it would take something extremely drastic on Kaesden's side for Bob to come back with a victory, you know, and it's not easy to say, you know, like we had said earlier, like this is absolutely a fantastic race, and I feel like I need to say it again, go follow both guys, because, you know, we've seen quite literally no high fives this entire match. And it has been an adventure.
Yeah, I think this has been like one of the most non-linear standard seeds I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I am not complaining either. I know, you know, that's kind of the one thing that people kind of gripe about with standard, you know, is, oh, it's all the same thing. Like, this seed kind of proves it's definitely not all the same thing.
No, not at all.
Alright, Kaesden remembering, yeah, I do need this small key from the mini helmet here. Getting his fun go mode in the bug net. His meme go mode, if you will.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh at Penguin's comment in chat. Because, you know, this is true. Like, tragedy can absolutely strike. Now, I have to laugh at Kaesden for a quick moment here. He checked both mini helmet chests, but he didn't bother checking pre-Moldorm.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Like, he checked all the rest except for pre-Moldorm.
Alright, as Kaesden moving on to his Aga 2 fight. Completely whiffing that first one, and that was actually a really nice pattern too.
Yeah, he has no excuse for that nonsense.
Alright, let's jot that note down real quick. You done messed up Aga 2, but that's fine.
Yeah,
he's recovered.
I mean, can we call that recovery?
I mean, he did it again.
Yeah. Alright. Fine. Taking it down. Going to kill a pig. I mean... you know, that was something.
Yeah, we'll go with that word, something. This is gonna be a sub 130. We've gone through this seed rather quickly, actually, looking at the time on the clock.
And I want to point out really quickly, as Kaesden's entering the Ganon fight, Dr. Bob did exactly what you had said, with the exception of he did not go along the left rail. He went up through the middle, but he did exactly what you said, where doing right side first.
It is so much faster.
Yeah.
And Kaesden doing some Mario strats.
I was gonna say,
no-
he was practicing these before the race. One more.
So here's the
Now, the
downside.
Mario, I was gonna say,
Lag
all the
frames.
lag. All the lag. But gets through phase 2 in one cycle thanks to those Samaria strats. And switched for a second there to his bow. But you don't have the silvers.
Nope.
You read what?
Oh, that's funny.
I love Dr. Bob's bunny sprite, just by the way. It's a kind of side character from A Thousand Year Door, named Punio,
Okay.
and it's adorable. Like their little race are called Punies.
Oh, nice. That's actually kind
They're
of cool.
so cute. Alright, so Kaesden getting set up for some triples here. Baiting out the bat. Moving in a cardinal direction. Just missed that first spin there. And unfortunately, compensating a bit too much there and going too early and turning Ganon blue.
I've lost count. I think he's, yeah, there we go. I'm like, I was gonna say he's one or two more away.
Yeah, he's close. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as he crosses this bridge, get your GGs in chat for Kaesden as he officially finishes with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 46 seconds. Not guilty. And we're joined in the booth by the man himself, GG Kaesden.
GG.
GG.
So let's start, early off here. You get your sword from Link's house, right? And then Samaria from Uncle. Just starting off, how did that whole escape sequence feel to you?
The escape sequence felt fine. I'm glad I was able to get the bomb because having to go back there always sucks. Escape was fine. Getting into CAC and just getting Hammer, Glove, Moon Pearl, like practically the first 3 chests, just opening up the whole seed. It's like, it kind of broke my brain a little bit. So it's just like, okay, I can go literally anywhere for the most part. And I don't like this because it's like you go depending what you choose, you're either going to be right or wrong. And I just decided to go straight into the dark world. And I knew I was going to end up doing like South Shore and things later, but I figured that's kind of what the game was telling me to do. So I figured I'd bite and see what I found.
Yeah, and honestly, after Kakariko, you and Dr. Bob never met up again. You were completely diverged the entire race.
I'm not surprised. This seed just threw things at you in kind of a strange way. And with so many options, I'm not surprised that there was a lot of divergence.
Yeah, it's you went right back up into Village of Outcasts, hitting up Skullwoods, getting your ether there, and then eventually getting your flippers. Dr. Bob got to those flippers super late, like he was kind of playing on skipping VOO, it seemed.
Yeah.
As long as he could, which unfortunately in this case didn't quite pay off because of those flippers hiding, mitts and fire rod.
Yeah. Yeah, just every time I got an item, I was just like, well, let's go wherever this unlocks and, like you always say, follow the items, see where they go. And that's pretty much what I tried to do the whole seed, and it just kept working. So it's like, I'm just not going to skip things that I'm going by. because anything you skip in a seed like this, you're going to end up last locationing if it happens to be progression. So I was like, that's why I went back in and swamp. It's like, there's only one item and I have a lot I can do, but at the same time, I don't want to potentially leave go mode sitting there for the rest of the, 216ing the seed.
And we were kind of worried, getting those mids and left side. We were slightly worried that you were going to kind of follow those a little bit more heavily when we knew that your bow was on pyramid ledge. And so
Okay.
like we were worried that you were going to maybe go and do like Ice Palace or Swamp, or not Swamp, you were in Swamp, sorry, Ice Palace or Dark Death Mountain or something along those lines.
Yeah, my thought was kind of the whole time, it's like, okay, we got the 2 red crystals. If I get access to Swamp, I'm just going to take that up and do the red bomb right afterwards, because the game doesn't often give you access to those for no reason. So it did, the half magic was nice, but then it also just kind of dumped a bow right in front of me. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
And Dr. Bob ended up getting that bow fairly early, but because those flippers were so late, his go mode ended up being Fire Rod. He didn't bother touching water checks until super late.
Yeah.
Although another kind of interesting point, you want to know where those silvers were?
Sure. It said Eastern, I think, from... I thought it said Eastern from Ganon. They were vanilla, really.
They were vanilla, and
that's funny.
Dr. Bob ended up dipping pen in Eastern, not only pulling silvers, but pulling the book from Armos Knights. And so that was constantly up in the air as well of, could this potentially...
I stand by that. I hate the book. It's the worst item in the game. It locks like two or three things, 2 tablets and 1 potential access to desert, and it's so often just a trap. I hate that item.
Yeah, I feel like I'm dominating the interview right now. Like,
no, you're fine. My dogs were barking. This is why I muted myself real quick. Yeah, just throughout the race, obviously we were just kind of, just our normal poking fun at you and Bob, equally, poking fun at you guys. And I am going to poke fun at you. Aga too.
It was bad, I know. I missed a perfect free triple at the start. I either didn't charge my sword in time, or I just forgot to let go of the button. I don't remember which, but yeah, no, I figured I was going to get some heat for that, because that was pretty bad. And I saw Penguin's comments about the tragic play. He's not wrong.
I definitely recommend watching this back for 2 reasons. Reason 1, just to see all the crazy divergence that happened between you and Bob. Secondly, to see the hilarious commentary in chat. Because let's be honest, exactly the kinds of things Win and I were saying anyway. That's not going to come as a surprise. But chat just bringing it with some really joyous moments today.
Yo, chat was awesome this entire race.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Getting early Dark World access like that always feels really gross, right?
It does.
You want to be pointed somewhere. And when that happens, it's super Monka-esque, right? Because you have everything.
Yes, and you either are going to go to the places and find all the things, or you're just going to go through the whole world and find nothing.
Yeah. And, it was one of those things where, Dr. Bob got Mini Moldorm Cave a lot sooner than you. So he had his hook shot, and I'm trying to remember what else was there. There's something else in there that he got, way earlier, because you waited a bit to go down the South Shore. Can't remember for the life of me what it was, but yeah.
I think South Shore was Hookshot and something else.
Yeah, I don't remember the something else.
Sword. It was a sword.
Sword.
Sword down there.
Ooh. Do we
Second,
we spoil?
audio thing, so I can't quite hear you.
Okay. Well, as you guys can tell, we are joined by somebody who's playing. It's the magic of stream delay. We are joined by DoctorBobtastic, who is fixing his audio real quick. Through the magic of stream delay. And hopefully his sound will cooperate with him shortly. But in the meantime,
There we go.
him finishing out his tile room. Hey, there you are. GG, my friend.
Yeah, it was a thing.
So,
It was a seed.
yeah.
I am, I came into the restream just to see what was going on. I am entirely unsurprised that my opponent didn't pick up silvers.
That vanilla bow, though, was quite hilarious. And then pulling the book off of Armos Knights, I was telling Kaesden, the entire time we were sitting here thinking, when is this, is this going to be a necessary book? What are we going to find on the tablet? What are we going to find potentially in Desert?
And, if you make that Eastern play like I was doing, which I did just because I didn't have the mirror at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, kind of want to check Zazrala. I might as well just kind of do Eastern while I'm here. Wouldn't hurt much. And I was like, it is a gamble, but if I find something cool, that's good. But when you do find the book like that, it's basically mandatory to follow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's exactly what, I kind of was pointing out. Like, it's one of those, like, if you make that kind of gamble and you find that kind of item, you want to follow it as soon as you're able to, just to know if it pays off. And
so my
unfortunately,
guess is that the lamp was on the Zora check, or like the ledge, or maybe Kingston Bonk Rocks.
Skullwood's big chest.
The other spot in Skullwoods I didn't check.
Yep. So Skullwood's big chest had lamp. But shoot, not that you needed it because you made it through the
did you see me stumbling around in Turtle Rock? I apparently forgot how to brain there. What the heck is going on?
We all have those
but
moments.
The minor one is the hard one, and I got that one just fine. So
yeah. Exactly. Like, everybody has those moments. There was a while where, even like some of the easiest dark rooms were throwing a fit for me. So like, no shame in having, a moment with Turtle Rock.
Yeah. To be fair, I've been kind of busy and swamped for this whole semester, and so I have not had a lot of time to practice and/or do things. So, yeah. But you know what? That's fine, and I am certainly not opposed to taking a loss here.
Yeah, and honestly, we, Wind and I, we saw that the two of you were up for restream. I was literally like sitting on the stream delay at the beginning of my race, waiting to go, and Kaesden messaged me. He's like, "Oh yeah, Bob and I are up for restream. Sold. I'm signing up for commentary," because I knew this was going to be a fantastic race. And
nice.
I told Kaesden, the two of you have never, after Kakariko, y'all never met up again.
Yeah,
not once.
my guess is his go mode were boots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just based on the fact that he didn't pick up the Cane of Brian. Because I was in there looking for the Fire Rod, because of course I was.
Right.
Again, Ice Palace, I have Bombos. Where do I think the Fire Rod is?
You have Bombos. That's half the time. That's where Fire Rod ends up being. It's locked behind Bombos.
Unfortunately, it was not the case this time, but I'm assuming you had the fire rod fairly early. And here's where I do something stupid.
No, man, shout out for attempting the hover. Just
I support it.
yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here like, I mean, I already lost. I might as well do something fun. The second attempt is much better. Although I have to bait this guy back and forth a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't like to cooperate all the time.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this whole like actual hardware thing makes that so much easier. Like
I've always wondered about that.
Yeah, like it basically won me my second race in the first round. There was a Cane of Samaria in Hookshot Cave, and then there was the mitts were up there in Paradox Cave, and then the hookshot itself was in Mire.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
So you had to go up there to get the mitts, and if you didn't hover that, you had to go back down to Mire to get the hookshot, and then back up to get the cane, and then back down to Mire to beat it.
Oh, that's gross.
That is horrible. Like, who would know?
That's real gross. But I'll say this: I
I'm
bet
glad we didn't have
better
anything like
Agatha.
that today. It can't
Already-
be worse than my Agatu.
I was gonna say already a better Agatu. Already.
Well, mine wasn't great either, so...
Oh no, it was still better than kaesden's, who missed the free triple at the beginning.
Well, it wasn't a triple, it was a double. Because two of them hit at
Yeah,
the same
but you
time.
had all three hit. They just, you know.
It was a triple in spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just
All
say
right,
yours
we'll
was
get a happy
yours
little
was 2
Vivian.
cycles faster.
Okay. I bet my Ganon fight is worse. But that's okay.
No, you have the silvers. Come on.
160 collection rate over here. Spoilers. Just saw it.
No, I mean,
In case you guys feel like cutting it off a little early.
yeah, I believe, you know, fairly shortly here, we're going to be moving to a Twilight Princess match here in the next 5 minutes or so. You know, so just kind of wanting to wrap up. Hopefully we'll be able to catch the end of your Ganon fight here. But, you know, overall, like, there wasn't a single decision that either of you guys made that we, like, disagreed with, if that makes sense. You know, we still liked the pendant dips. We still, you know, I mean, I guess I got to question kaesden's Agatu decision, but I mean, that's beside the point.
Yeah. I don't think I'd do anything different if I ran the seat back, to be honest.
Yeah.
Though I really should just get over my irrational dread of Swamp Palace at some point. But, you know.
You know what, though? I respect it. I get it. Any kind of final thoughts before we shout y'all out one more time and wrap this up?
I mean, no, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's match. Assuming I can have a brain cell then, and we'll be in good shape. I'll hope to take it to 3. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I know you're very capable of beating me. You got the hover advantage too. I can hover, just very poorly and not consistently enough to do in a race. So
Alrighty, well,
it's going to
if
be
you
a good
haven't,
one
guys,
for sure.
if you haven't already, give our runners a follow, twitch.tv/kaesden and /DoctorBobtastic. Wrapping us up here as DoctorBob.Duns at 147.03. I have been Leoria. I am joined by Winfox, and we have Penguin and Sammy on tracking. Give all those people follows, and we'll go ahead and pass it over to Siberian.
Good night, everybody.
And of course, because of the Twilight Princess match, this will be a quick one. Also check our schedule on ZSR for more Zelda content. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for Twilight Princess here on the channel. And other stuff that happens on ZSR. See you next time.